thinking on the songs that were sung. I first to look into Ephesians. Since the Lord didn't know, my title I had up here, How We Should Walk. It's important how we walk with the Lord. And she was singing a song, I can't even walk without Him holding my hand. This Brother Julio and them sung, Victory in Jesus. The way to have victory is to walk the way that He wants us to walk with Him. I was thinking as Tanya was singing, I'm thinking how important it was as to what that Mary chose. Martha looked around and said, what are you doing? Notice that I'm putting it more or less in my own words here. But she looked and she was kind of upset because here Mary was taken and she was down before Jesus. And even with her tears, she was taken and wiping Jesus' feet. But we look and we think, she had chose the best thing.
Amen.
Why? Because her walk was right there before the Lord. She was at the feet of Jesus, looking at Him. And his sister-in-law was singing a while ago about I can't even walk without Him holding my hand. People, we're not going to be able to walk in the day that we're living without Him holding our hand and Him having His way within our life and looking to Him. We cannot do it. Let's look at this, as said in Ephesians, the 5th chapter. And you look at all these passages of Scripture first within Ephesians here. It's talking about the walk of the Lord. But I want us to look here into the Scripture. And as we look into it, we'll start with the 14th verse of the 5th chapter. But the Scripture says, wherefore He said, awake thou that sleepest. Awake thou that sleepest. Say then arise from the dead. We're living in a time when there's many people that's walking around dead. They're walking around. Yes, they're going, but they have no life within them because they're taken and walking in their own way and not walking with the Lord. In order to have life, we have to have Him within our life, doing His will. As Sister Laura was singing about, I can't walk without Him holding my hand. People, we better let Him have a hold of our hand and do His will. It's too easy whenever we try to hold on to somebody's hand. You take a child, and you let them hold on your hand and you let them have the control. And they have a hold. What happens whenever they take and see something that they want to look at? They jerk away and go a direction to see what they want to see. And in the time that we're living, there's many people that are walking around and looking around and seeing what they want to see. The devil holds something up toward them and they go the direction that the devil wants them to go. But the best way with a child, if you grab a hold of their hand, Brother Michael, it's a lot harder for them to let go of it. Why? Because when you have that grip, and people will let the Lord take a grip, He has a mighty grip. It will let Him have a hold of it. It's time that we let Him hold on. But looking on in the Scripture here, it says, then Christ shall give thee light. Awake out of sleep, arise from the dead, and say, then He will give you light. The Lord will give you the light that you have need of. I know this has been mentioned many times. But how many times have you ever got up in a dark house? Even a house that you know, that you've lived in for many years. And you got up in the house that's just as dark as can be. And try to walk through that house. You can't hardly do it without stumbling in some way. Why? Because there'll be something laid out there that you didn't know was there. You might say, well, I know that house. I know everything in it. No, you don't know everything that's in it. Because when something gets out of place, you'll take and you'll think it's in one spot, but it'll be somewhere else, and it'll cause you to stumble. This makes me think, as far as a person that's natural blind, in order for them to take and to be able to go through where they need to go, somebody has to help them and show them where everything's at, and then everything has to stay in that place so that they can know where they're going. But somebody come along and move something out of the place for that person, and it throws them all out of place. Why? Because whenever an individual, they learn and they get it in their mind where everything's at, that blind individual, and I'm talking about now as far as on the natural blindness, they had to get it pictured into their minds as to where everything's at. And people, we need the mind of Christ to be in our life. That we're not dead, we're not asleep, but we're alive with Him, and that He's guiding us. As I started to say about the individual that was blind, they take and you show them, and you go direct through them, and you say, well, now this is a certain place, or this is by so many steps, and that's where it'll be. And they learn to walk. And they learn to function, and people that will learn to walk with the Lord, and let Him guide us, and Him just show us where things are at. We can walk with Him, and we can take those steps that He's given us to walk in. You take that individual that's been showed and directed, Brother David, they can walk all through that house or wherever they need to go. They can go about. Why? Because they've been directed and showed, and somebody's taken and took the time to get it within their mind as to how to walk and how to go. People, we need the Lord to direct our minds and to help us that we can walk with Him. Looking on as the Scripture said, says, so then, that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Not as fools, but as wise. Going back, as I made the statement a while ago, about getting up in a dark house that you've been around for years, and you feel like you know everything as to where it's at in that house, and you can go about and walk about without any trouble. But people, we need to be wise to what's around us. We need to take and look while that we have the time and the opportunity, and to get it focused within our minds as to how that we're walking and to where we're going and what's ahead of us and what's there that we can walk with Him. We can do His will. Looking on as the Scripture said. Listen close to this next verse. It says, redeeming the time. Redeeming the time. Take and look to it. When you get ready to redeem something, I don't even know if they have any of them around anymore or anything. Back used to where you had the old top value stamps and the S&H green stamps and all. And I don't know, I may have mentioned this before, whatever. But you take and you would collect them and save them up. You'd get book after book of them. Why? Because it took so many books to take and get what you wanted. But in order to get what you wanted, you had to take and you had to look in the catalog and you had to make sure you had enough and then take them to the place and to redeem them. People, it's time that we have the Lord within our life and that we look into the catalog, which is God's Word, and we know that we're collecting what He wants us to have, that we can get ready and that we'll be able to redeem what He has for us. You can't get it. You look in one of those catalogs and all, and you're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get what you want unless you have enough of what it takes to get it. And people, we're not going to be able to make heaven our home unless we've redeemed it and redeemed the time and look to it and know that we have enough to make heaven our home. It's important how we walk. It's important as what we do because we're not going to make it without Him, and we're not going to make it without Him having a hold of our hand. Another thought just come to my mind for us within those stamps and all. You couldn't take those top value stamps down to the S&H green stamp store and redeem them. I said the store because yes, used to that a long time ago they'd have a store where you could take them in and redeem them at. But you couldn't take the one stamp and redeem it in another place. We can't take a life that's been served just any old way and redeem it for heaven. It's going to have to be the life that's according with what thus saith the Word of God. It's going to have to be according to Him and looking to Him and in obedience to His Word in order to redeem it and to have the victory in Jesus. That's the only way it can be done. It's important as to how we walk. Looking over here for just a moment. It said, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. The days are evil. You look around. There's evil everywhere you look. Everywhere you turn. The old devil's throwing himself up there. Why? Because he knows he has not long to work. He knows he don't have long to do what he needs to do, but he's throwing it out there. But as it says, to redeem the time, because the days are evil. Goes ahead and said, wherefore, be ye not unwise. Listen on to this. How to walk. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Understand what His will is. Know where you stand with Him. Know that He has a hold of your hand. Know that He's leading and guiding you, and that you're walking with Him and doing His will. Going back for just a moment over into the first part of this chapter, it goes ahead and it said, be ye